Welcome back, everybody. It is Rudy with Beta Owns Alpha Investments, and today we've got a cool story to share with a person who's been with Magic a long time, who sold out and wants to share a story with some weird hidden crap in the middle of it. All right, so Rudy, been playing Magic since 1994 when I got my first pack of Arabian Nights, and I was hooked. The pictures were so amazing, and being a nerd who played in the D&D world, this gave me a real feel to the games and my friends. Over time, I played, collecting more cards till that fateful day when that just wasn't there anymore. This happened in 2002. 2007, 5 years later, I found a new group of friends who introduced me to this new thing called EDH. I believe it stands for erectile. Anyways, and it was like getting back with an ex after time apart. And I was hooked again. Found out all my old cards were expensive and started adding more, building a bigger collection. Fast forward 10 years now, and I've spent almost 20 years playing Magic, and it's just not the same game I remember. Card quality has declined. The political side of things has become too much for me. If I vowed to quit again, I would sell it all, so here I am. I still enjoy the old cards, but I just can't justify it. I hope you enjoy them as much as I did. Keep them safe. Well, I really appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Much love. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today, we're going to go over a really cool little thing. Obviously, I can tell everybody right off the bat, the reason I bought this collection is obviously, number one, we have the old, we have a Alpha Beta Time Vault over here. We'll go over in a minute. We've got some black bordered Alpha Beta uncommons, a ton of basic lands of Alpha Beta, probably just a monster stack of Alpha Beta basic lands, some foreign cards, some miscellaneous, Four Horsemen sets, and some White Border Unlimited, and we got some goofy, just oversized cards that'll probably just sell for, I don't know, a whole stack of them all for something, a couple dollars a card or something, $4 each. So I'll find somebody who wants them. So we're going to get right into it. First thing, we got some cheaper, not really exciting stuff. We got some foreign cards. I'm not a huge fan of the foreign cards, I'll be honest with you guys. They don't do much for me. I don't think they're worth a lot. They're difficult for me to sell. I'm just not a huge fan of foreign. They're worth a few bucks, but that's really just part of the package here. Next, we want to get into the exciting part of this video, and kind of the interesting part that I think you all will appreciate. So we have the Alpha Beta Common Uncommons. They're all played. Doesn't matter. Most of them are back then. Oh, look at that terror. Look at these cards. And the biggest, most important thing, did you catch it? Did you guys miss it? So let's stop right here. This card, stuck in the middle, is not even real. So the first things first. Look at these two cards. Anybody knows anything strange? Of course not, because you can't see, because it's blurry as all hell. There you go. Sorry about that. So here's the thing. The card on the right, this artillery, is a rebacked damaged it's a real card front and a real 93-94 old school back. It has been rebacked. The edges of the card have been kind of pressed together. It feels different. It's very, very flimsy compared to a beta card. The texture is not right at all. It's super flimsy. There is no blue core left in it. And on top of that, when you look real close, everybody, when you actually look at it, you see that? Look at the back surface right there. Can you guys see over here? Look over there. It almost looks like a glue or a stain or something. Do you see that? That is from when they rebacked it and put it back together. So we're going to do another video readdressing this particular quality because it's been a while, just to kind of refresh everyone's memory, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I wanted to share the purpose of this purpose of showing this card, and it's that not all fake reback cards are going to be Black Lotuses and Time Vaults and Power cards. A lot of these are lower end different cards. They could have been testing this on a card like this before they do an expensive one. I'm not sure. Those of you asking, yes, there is a variance to it when you compare it to, I have another video coming out where we're going to compare it to other betas, collector's edition, the collector's edition, and a PSA 10. We're going to compare it all, and we're going to analyze the font and the differences. I think you guys will really appreciate that. But as far as this goes, no, it does not pass the light test. You put a light through this, and almost no light comes through, and what light does come through is like a purple, like dark brown color. It's terrible. It's very fake. It's super, super duper flimsy. It's not a real card. It's real parts of a card. How about that? So I wanted to just let that people know. So you must check everything, even if it's not a heavy hitting card. Because again, even if it's a couple dollar card, if you get burned on the stacks of couple dollar cards, you can still lose a lot of money. And again, if you're not confident in your own ability to check these things, buy graded cards, or just buy from someone you trust, where something happens, that you can contact them back and work with them. That's what I do. All right, so we got some really, really gem mint pack fresh cards here. I'm probably going to grade the counterspell. I'm probably going to send this to BGS and try to get a BGS 10.3. And I'm going for a Lightning Bolt PSA 11.2. That's going to be my goal, but I'm not quite sure. So let's talk about these real quick. These particular cards, the first thing people usually say, when I saw this, I said, oh God, washing machine, back pocket, middle school. That's the first thing I thought of. And then the more I handled them, there's no actual water damage to these cards. The card surfaces are almost very smooth because they've been polished from being rubbed and scraped so much. So for example, see this guy in his 2 fingers? If we take this guy in his 2 fingers and we take the card and we go like this, we take it and we go like this over and over, like a Timmy. We're doing this all day. Okay, now you guys get the idea. What happens is you kind of polish the surface of the card, giggity, and you end up kind of making like a smoother, it warms it up and makes it real smooth. That's usually the telltale sign of more of a concrete, old school sidewalk type of tapping, sliding the cards and picking them up versus actually a wet dry where the card has a warped kind of feel to it. It's very stiff and warped. It doesn't have a smooth feel. It gets very stiff and hard. And that's not really what we're looking for. All right. So anyways, back to the rest of these. That's really about it. I just wanted to share. That's what, and then we go, after we go to the alpha beta stuff, we get into a few other things. And that's going to be, again, strip mines. Same thing. Not reserve list. Oh my God, watch out. I'm freaking out. Safe place. So the problem is you have different versions. And just keep in mind, the little tower, no horizon versus horizon, the different uneven. There's different variants of this. And of course, just because it's not reserve list, I still love it. It's a very investable card. There's different prices based on the artwork and the print run. I think some of these were like a U2 versus U3. I can't remember. There's different rarities in the artwork. Field of Dreams, not going to spend much time talking about today. This is one of my private little specs that I started buying into very heavily in 2016. And I was buying played ones for about 25, mint ones for about 35. And then I stopped when I hit over 50, 60 to, I think I got to about 80 copies because I couldn't find any more good copies left. The prices started moving by about 2017. And at this point in time, I don't know what the price is now. I would guess these are going to be at least $50 a card. I wouldn't be surprised if one day they start pushing 100 plus. It just is what it is. Greed, because I'm a greedy a-hole. Gate to Greed is just where you get into how you slip in the back door there. Pendlehaven, and of course Rook Egg. Obulette, I still get questions on this all the time from patrons, supporters of the channel. Remember, first of all, side note, shameless self-promotion of Rudy's self-sponsorship. Remember, if you are a Patreon, if you're a patron, I reply to every single patron message. Sometimes I get behind a day, but I reply to every single patron message all the time. I have many patrons that do nothing but literally just ask questions and talk to me about market conditions or personal finance. And keep that in mind. If that's something you're interested in, you want to communicate with me, that's the best way to do it. I apologize, everybody. I'm not able to reply to all my regular emails because I get hundreds a day, and I wouldn't have time to film any videos. So, back to the video. Obulette. No. Under no circumstances is this an investable card. Yes, even when they reprint it, not if, when they reprint this as a rare or mythic, it will get done. And the price of the original Arabian Nights will not go down, even though it's not reserve list, because it will have, the new one will have different art on shit toilet paper card quality, and people are going to want to be the original OG original card. But it's still not for me. Mana Vortex, Maze of Ith, Ball, Lightning. Again, miscellaneous, the dark cards. The dark has become the hottest thing lately. Heads up on that, you know. There's just a lot of investors moving money into it. I personally have not been doing it. I just accumulate them on a side thing with collections and deals. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the dark. It's something I bought into because it's just still a 4 Horseman set, but it's not for me. Hellfire, I don't care. I just lost the art. Hell's Caretaker, it just looks like somebody threw art on a wall, just threw some paint and called it a day. Love it. Arcades, the old EDH guy, erectile dysfunction. Okay, and then you got Mr. Spiky Hair, Infamous Land Tax. Equilibrium's been a recent one that's moved a lot. Land's Edge, again, Recall. A lot of these kind of Legends cards, again, same thing. Frankenstein's Monster has almost become a meme, but again, it's still a cool card. Chain Lightning, we got a little Alpha Twiddle, a few Alpha cards, very, very few, just a handful. We do have a collector's edition. This is just old school, international ICE card. Again, these things have been going up like crazy because of the overall market movement. Oh shit, I didn't realize there was signed cards in this. Can somebody go ahead and send me a message? I need approval from the guardian of the mark, and that is a cool looking signature from Jerry. And of course, Dr. Alexandra Gregory. Anyways, so we got some more miscellaneous, not a little newer than 93, 94. Let's say we're going to the mid 90s and some revised 94.5 range here. And of course, a little Mox Diamond. I still get people asking about this. I'm not a huge fan of buying into Mox Diamond at the current price. I know it's just going to have another leg up eventually in the next couple of years. But again, I feel like there's better places to park your money. I know people are probably not going to like that, me saying that. Then we just got some miscellaneous Cabal coffers. By the time you watch this video, it's probably already going to be sold on eBay. Again, reprint Target all day long. Stronghold, the old Volras, great card. Really underappreciated. Same thing, Staff, all his dust. These are all reprint Targets. Don't like any of them. Ulamog, same thing. Forge, same thing. Helm, this is a great conversation piece, everybody. For the longest time, this was a $5 to $10 card. Then it went to about 10, 15. I think finally, last I checked, it was 20 to 30. And I guarantee you when people pause this video and they're going to kind of TCG play or eBay, hit buy it now, and they're going to check. It's probably going to be higher than $20, $30 now because the prices keep moving. Ulamog, same thing. BFZ card, Dividing Top. A foreign vampiric... I mean, it's tough to sell foreign parts. I wish... Did I just say foreign part? It's tough to sell. It's worth less than... I wish it was English counterpart. Damnation. No need to talk about that. Same thing. Tomb, reprint Target. Xena, reprint Target. Cradle. I think this has just got reprinted 3 more times. No, I'm just screwing with you. I just want to trigger a few people. People ask me too. Rudy, Cradles. Buy, hold, what are we doing? Cradles, it just had another major leg up. I think these are a couple, 300 now, I think? I don't know what they are, card. 350 maybe. Same thing. I don't expect it to move again anytime soon. Usually it's probably going to cool off for another year or so, and it's probably going to go up again eventually, but it's going to take a while. It's just, it may be dead money if you're looking for it to be a short-term flipper. Earthcraft, Parallel Lives, great card, reprint. Wheel of Fortune, I know they just reprinted this in Core 2019, but I'm still a big fan of it. I would still buy into it, even at the $40, $50 price point. It's Wheel of Fortune. Even if it gets reprinted again and again, it's still a great card. Hashtag trolling. Null Rod, Gemstone, another Helm, cool card. Last part over here, I want to jump into this real quick. This is a stack of all basic lands. All basic lands, everybody. Just tons and tons of alpha, beta, blackboard. There's some alphas and beta basic lands. These aren't gradable. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And a few of them are even in the damage category. Look at that. You got full-blown damage on that guy. Don't care. It's alpha, beta lands. Whole massive stack of them. I think when I bought this collection, I think this was over a month ago now. I think the prices were like $5, $6, $4. I don't remember. But I know since this video was done, or I'm sorry, since this collection was bought, I know the prices have been moving again. We're going to go ahead and head over to this. I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. Those of you still watching, I want to talk about this Time Vault. There's always a thing, too, when alpha beta cards get so worn, a lot of people have a hard time telling the difference because of the corners. And sometimes you kind of have to flip it over and look at the back and go, oh, okay. You can start clearly telling, you can tell it's an alpha card. Sometimes when they're really worn on the front, it's a little bit more difficult to tell. But you can flip it over and you can tell by the structural integrity. You like that professional Rudy, I have a real job terminology. So we definitely have a heavy played. But again, it is real. It's authentic. It passes all the tests. I compare it to everything from graded cards to raw cards. It is a heavy played. It is a beautiful card still. I don't care how played it is. The market for even heavy played alpha cards like this is still very, very solid. Even no matter how damaged they are, there is no replacing an alpha power card like that. So we're going to go ahead, and that was the biggest reason I wanted the collection. I'm going to flip through a few last small things. We're going to call it a day. Let everybody move on with their lives. People have been asking. Unlimited cards, there's just a few here. Still a hot thing. Continue to be a hot commodity because the alpha beta prices are becoming unattainable. So now unlimited and revise and the collector's edition is pretty much becoming the next hot thing. Revised cards, same thing. Wheel of Fortune, the forks, the copy art are slowly ticking upwards. But even with the reprint in Core 2019, Wheel of Fortune is still a hot thing. And yes, that is me wearing the little hoodie off to the side trying to be creepy. Don't even have to ask, it is. Miscellaneous revised cards, not really worth a whole lot, but specifically cards like the old Rockacur Ridges. Where's the other one here? Are these all? Oh, I thought there was another one here that was not reprinted in 4th edition. Wheel, I guess Fork would be another one in copy. I still think these are severely undervalued. I do think these are going to be $50, $100 cards one day each. It's just going to take time, and it's all going to move up together because the water level is going up from alpha beta. Same thing, Doppelganger. One of the most beautiful, arguably one of the best pieces of artwork ever done in Magic the Gathering, in my opinion. Highly undervalued. Now, again, this is a pretty rough played card. Ugh. But again, this is a card I do feel. Same thing with Brain Geyser. See, I know. Go ahead and laugh. Birds of Paradise been reprinted 8,000 times. Revised version still undervalued. Balance, same thing. Armageddon, a lot of these, the old Larry Nevins disc, same thing. Mind Twist, Meeks, Swords. These are still cards that are relatively pretty cheap, everybody. Revised cards are still cheap. Yes, the print run's massive, but yes, there's still opportunity. That's about it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We just got some bulk common, uncommon stuff back here. Nothing really crazy to look at. Like I said, the biggest part of showing this video and going through everything with you all is I really wanted to go over the different versions of this, the Time Vault. I want to discuss the basic land of Alpha Beta. Black Border basic land continues to skyrocket. Careful on the foreign cards because they're difficult to move. And remember, the pricing is very, buy lists don't have pricing on it, so you just kind of have to divide the English prices in half. And of course, lastly, do not underestimate the value of gem mint condition lightning bolts like this. There are still a lot of collectors that want that. And then lastly, like I told everyone before, be very, very careful on reback cards because that is I think that is a bigger risk than Chinese counterfeits because they're actually real cards. They've just been modified. I think that's more dangerous than anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something today. If not, go outside, dig a hole, and pretend you're a carrot and just watch the world go by. All right.